Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It is Mike Brown here with Remax in Toronto. Wow, there is a lot happening in the news these days. Not sure if you heard, but there is a U.S. presidential election taking place in less than 3 weeks' time. And by all accounts, the candidates are running neck and neck, which could be causing some indecisiveness in the financial markets and the bond markets in particular. Uh, Recently, fixed rates have been on the rise.
Really?
Really?
And that's kind of counterintuitive to what most of us are hearing. Um, I have to remind you that fixed rates are affected by the financial markets and the bond yields. And again, they've been on the rise lately. If you have a variable rate mortgage, that's directly tied to the policy rate of the central bank, which is heading down. And by the way, there is going to be a policy rate announcement from the Bank of Canada next Wednesday. By all accounts, most analysts are forecasting a 50 basis point drop. So we're going to be going from 425 to 375. And this is welcome news for any of you who do have that variable rate mortgage. In other news, core inflation is down below the Bank of Canada's target of 2%. We're now down to 1.6%. I don't know about you, but I'm not feeling a ton of relief in my pocketbook. Things still seem expensive. It's not like prices are coming down. They're just not going up as quickly.
Every little bit helps.
And I think it's really a sign of the overall direction of the economy, which is slowing. Obviously, if the bank's bringing rates down, it's to try and stimulate the economy. And I don't know that it's really having any effect right now. I think for the most part, large ticket items like cars, appliances, home renovations, maybe travel, these type of expenditures, some of them discretionary, are being held off because Canadians are feeling a tightening in their pocketbook.
I'm kind of low on cash right now.
So at the end of the day, yes, the bank rate will be coming down, but I don't think most of us are feeling a ton of relief. The federal government announced another initiative to help people into, no, it's not affordable housing. They've stopped with the affordable, and now it's about accessible or attainable.
Sure, that works.
They are going to allow homeowners to access equity in their home to build garden suites and basement apartments under a new insured mortgage program, which will allow you, the homeowner, to access up to 90% of the value of your house to build that suite. They're capping it at $2 million. So if you had a $2 million house with no mortgage on it, you get a mortgage for $1.8 million to build 1, 2, or 3 suites on your property, in your property. However, you do have to reside there, so you're going to have to live with your tenants.
I'm not so sure about that.
And again, don't forget there will be a hefty insurance premium on that mortgage. All this is set to come into effect mid-January of next year, but all the details have not been ironed out as yet, so we'll keep you posted on that initiative. One thing to remember, folks, being a landlord is not for everybody. So before you get too excited, give it a lot of thought. So how are all of these things affecting the real estate market here in the GTHA and Southwestern Ontario? Fingers on the pulse, I'd have to tell you that most sellers are becoming more optimistic about all of these initiatives. I'm not going to tell you that it's translating into a dramatically higher volume of sales, but it does certainly seem to be leading to some more optimism in the market. A couple of the metrics that I follow on this channel are kind of outlying metrics. They don't have a huge effect really on a day-to-day basis, but they might give you some insight into the trend. And those two things are the percentage of sold conditionals on a daily basis in the condo and freehold market, and the rental inventory, and the amount of rental inventory that's available between $2,001 and $2,500 a month, and all those below $2,000. So what am I seeing? Well, I'm seeing more conditional sales on a percentage basis. So it means that it's still a buyer's market. Buyers are having the opportunity to proceed with their purchases more cautiously and carefully, but more of them are entering into a conditional deal. I am seeing the rental inventory start to increase again, which could be a sign that investors are optimistic about the future value of their investments and they're holding on a little longer and maybe going one extra term of rental before they should decide to put their property on the market and sell. And I'm also seeing there's increased competition for those rentals as the cost of rentals in the city is actually starting to edge down a little bit, as indicated by those percentage numbers of available product below 2,000 and between 2,000 and 2,500. So all in all, a lot of things happening. I would say the market is pretty flat. Inventory is leveled off. and it probably will continue to drop off as we get into the holiday season and the colder months of the year. But as I always say, this is a great channel to check out that inventory story, so let's get at it. Hey everybody, as usual, thank you again if you're tuning into the channel, if you're watching. You know, the one thing I am not getting hardly any of is comments on this channel. And that would really help the algorithm and push this information out to more people. So if you have any questions about the things that I'm talking about on this channel, or any questions that, you know, come to mind regarding buying or selling or renting here in the GTHA, drop me a line. I'd be really happy to hear from you, and I'll get back to you right away. Anyhow, until the next episode, this is Mike Brown with Remax, uncovering the real estate of real estate here in the GTHA and Southwestern Ontario.